Welcome everybody to the fifth day of 31 Days of Horror, and today we're taking a look at the 1979 film Prophecy. Yeah, this is directed by John Frankenheimer. I've only seen one other film from him that would be considered a horror film, and that is Seconds, which is in the midst of one of the greatest directorial runs in history, because he did at least five other films between 62 and 66 alongside Seconds that are truly superb. So this is a mix of science fiction, monster, horror, and the thriller genres. Clocks in at 102 minutes long. As far as horror films go, the cast were likes of Talia Shire was in the Dunwich Horror. Robert Foxworth was in Damien Omen 2. Unfortunately, I've not seen Armand Assante in any horror films, but he was really good in the underrated Q&A. And then you got Richard Dysart, who was in The Thing as Dr. Copper. You might not remember him, but you'll certainly remember his death when he's doing the old defibrillator on someone, and suddenly the chest bursts open and he gets his both arms ripped off. Iconic scene, and yeah, he's really good in that, and he's really good in this as well. When a dispute occurs between a logging operation and a nearby Native American tribe, Dr. Robert Verne and his wife Maggie are sent in to mediate. Chief John Hawkes insists the loggers are poisoning the water supply, and though company man Isley denies it, the Vernes can't ignore the strangely mutated wildlife roaming the woods. So, as far as films that concern animals running amok, mutated or otherwise, this effort is close to being up there with the best of them. So, yeah, it quite clearly came out post Jaws due to the success of Jaws, and therefore any kind of film that could be focused on an animal attacking people, regardless of where, was going to be something that was going to get greenlit. So, you look at the likes of Piranha, Orca, the killer whale, although I'd say that Orca certainly had a reason, and a sympathetic reason for going on the rampage that he went on. Films like that definitely were released because of Jaws. Yeah, and this isn't anywhere near as good as that, but it is not a million miles off in terms of being the best of the non-Jaws films. Um, and this is thanks to a good cast, effective tension, stunning locales that are used really rather well, a great score, rather impressive practical effects when it comes to the monster itself. A solid amount of thematic weight because it's got its pro-environmental messaging, as well as anti-environmental damage that is going on. Which wasn't was well, it kind of was a massive point back in the late 70s. You had the likes of the China syndrome coming out, which was also dealing with pollution, but that was a nuclear pollution. This is um, mercury poisoning that is the focus for this one. Um, but yeah, still has that thematic weight to it, and a grossing plot, which are all, funnily enough, though, somewhat overshadowed by one of the best kills in a horror film ever. Now, I find it hilarious. Some people might find it horrifying, but I find it hilarious. But also, I can see why it's horrifying. But it's still a great kill in one of the best, for one of the best kills in a horror film. Although it's only really holding this back for me are some predictable plot points and a couple of slower scenes in the first half. But yeah, overall, really, really great. I love this release from Eureka that came out 2021. So I would like it to be like in 4K perhaps at some point, but still, really nice addition from Eureka. Lovely new artwork that has been done by who's it been done? Darren Wheeling. Not sure if he's done much else with Eureka, but yeah, fantastic new artwork. And then the booklet itself homages the spectacular kill that I've mentioned on the booklet. Yeah, fantastic kill, and yeah, probably the highlight for the film, even though it's only fleeting. But yeah, definitely a highlight. Um, I do apologise, still suffering with quite a severe cold. Uh, um, and then the disc, which again emphasises the monster element of it with that footprint. Yeah, and there's the original poster artwork as well. Yeah, a really, really good film, to be honest. It's a 4 out of 5. Not as good as Jaws, and I would say Orca the Killer Whale is perhaps a bit more thematically weighty, while having the more unique element of the fact that the killer whale is actually sympathetic. You know, the creature that we're supposed to fear, you can fully see why it is going on a rampage, and yeah, you can fully get behind it killing the certain people that it kills. So yeah, but this is still probably the more entertaining one of the two, and I'd say it's probably more entertaining than the likes of Piranha, which I like, but I think that's a bit too similar to Jaws in a lot of ways, but still entertaining enough in its own right. But this is, like I said, probably one of the better ones from this late 70s period. But nonetheless, if you have seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.